Good morning, Mrs. Sejan class. It's great to be here with you today. Mrs. Sejan invited me to talk with you a little bit about my experience as a settlement practitioner um, and to share a little bit about my career. My name is Alejandra. I work with Lethbridge Family Services Immigrant Services in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. I was born in Colombia in South America, and I came to Canada 10 years ago with my two children, Juan and Ali. When I came to Canada, I found that it was a little bit difficult to find resources here in the city and to know where to go, what to do. I had no friends. I didn't speak too much English. So it was difficult for me to find a job or to go to school or to find a school for my children or to find friends. Um, so I decided to look in the telephone book and I found an agency that is Lethbridge Family Services, Immigrant Services. And I found that place and I contacted them and I went to their office and I asked so many questions because I was new in the city and I didn't know anything about anything basically. So I was very well served by them. They told me about the services in the city, how to deal with paperwork for the government, where the parks were located, where how to take the bus because I didn't have a car in that time. So where to go, where to find a doctor, where to find a dentist, where to find a grocery store. So it was a really good thing for me to find this office. So 3 years later, when I was not a client anymore with this office, I became a volunteer with the program. So I was helping families that came from Sudan, Afghanistan, Iran, different countries in the world, people that were looking for better lives here in Canada, and people that were looking for jobs, people that were looking for the idea to give their kids a better life out of places that they couldn't live anymore, even if they love their countries. So I found that very interesting. And I said, oh, I would like to do that. And I would like to help people like me because I know how difficult it is to deal with things that you don't know, especially when you have to reestablish in a new country, to learn a new language, to learn about what are the traditions and the customs in that new country. So I decided to become a settlement practitioner and I applied for a job in this office. In 2007, I become an interpreter and translator for the English Spanish speaker clients. So I decided that it would be a good idea to help them because it was difficult for me when I came to Canada and I didn't speak any English. So I became an interpreter. I took some training to learn how to interpret it for people and how to translate documents. So I was translating documents for them, so all the birth certificates and marriage certificates and some marks from schools and degrees from universities and other papers like driver's license and things like that. So I was helping them, but also I helped them in their with their appointments with doctors, to go to courthouse to see a lawyer or different things that people normally need in life. I also went with little kids that come new to the country to their first day of school. So that was a very interesting experience for me, and I become more and more interested in how to become a settlement practitioner. So for the last 5 years, I have been in training with an agency that is called ASA, and it stands for um, Alberta Association of Immigrant Services Agencies. So I took training there, and now I am a certified settlement practitioner. In 2008, I became a facilitator for the women's group. So I basically my job was really nice. I have a group of ladies and their kids coming every Saturday to my office, and we have a conversation circle. We talk about different issues. We talk about what they were expecting in Canada, how to be a parent here in Canada. The rules are different. They cannot do some things that they used to do back in their countries. So we were learning together and we were experiencing lots of things. We have people that come to talk to us and to learn, basically to learn a lot and to learn English too, because that was a very difficult time for people that didn't speak any English. So we practice English, we learn a lot from each other. And we basically share dreams and hopes and experiences and how to talk to the teachers in school, because we didn't even know how to talk to the teachers in the school because the system in the schools is different too. So it was a big experience for me. And later I decided I would like to work more closely with this program. So I applied for another job and I become the manager of the program. It was very nice for me to have that experience and also to learn from other coworkers and learn from books and learn from conferences that I attended and learn from ASA. And I have a really good teachers. So I become more inspired by them. People that have been working in immigration and settlement issues for many, many years. So it was very important for me to learn how to do that. Mm, some things are very different in the country, not just the winter time in Colombia. I was born in Colombia, as I mentioned before. In Colombia, we don't have winter. So one of the things that we have to learn when we come to Canada is how to deal with the winter because it's very cold. Sometimes here in the city we can have probably, I don't know, it's colder than your freezer at home. It's ice everywhere, so you need to be careful to drive. You need to be careful what kind of clothes to wear. And all that stuff was very important for me when I came to Canada. So also I help people to understand the changes in their lives, and because it's different. We cannot play soccer here outside during the winter, and many people like soccer. So people can play indoor soccer, or they can play hockey, or they can skate, on ice. But the sports are different too during the winter time. But it's very interesting the way that we can learn from each other and how can we support each other. I think that part of the good things that happens to me is that I meet lots of good people. So I started working with that agency that initially I become a client in 2001. Now I work for the same agency. So for the last 10 years, I have been working with them in some way. The reason why I choose this career is because I received that support when I came here, and I found so many smiley faces around me when I had no idea what to do or where to go. I was scared. I was worried about my future and the future of my two children. And so people give me lots of information, and of course I have to work myself to get to the point that I can manage my life very well here. So it was very successful for me. The whole experience was very nice. And also I see lots of every day I see lots of smiley faces coming to my office and say, "You give me the best friend of my life." And reason why they say that is because in my program I have 128 Canadian volunteers that work with me very close to the clients. So clients come. So suppose that you are a person that come from another country. You come to my office and you ask me many questions. And sometimes people don't know what kind of questions they need to ask. So I give them a list of questions. I say, this is what the kind of things that you probably need to know. And we talk about schools. We talk about even about grocery shopping, where to find clothes, proper clothes for winter or clothes for summertime if they come in summer, how to get the bus. We train our volunteers. That's my job. So I basically recruit volunteers and train them and orient them about the different issues and problems that the immigrants have in Canada. So that I have to study a lot, and I like it. I like it because I always like to study, and I always like to understand and to help people. Also, in my office, I help people that come from other countries. Sorry, as doctors, engineers, and people that are looking for jobs here in Canada. Sometimes it's not easy because to be an engineer somewhere is different to that becoming an engineer in Canada. And reason is again the winter, because winter is not a season that everybody experiences in the planet. So they need to learn a little bit, and we have a program to train them and to help them to become familiar with the Canadian standards for engineering, for example. So I like my job very much. I always find lots of happy people around telling me the best experience that you give me, the day that I smile to them, that they feel much better, that they feel that they found a friend, that they feel that they have someone to contact, that they feel that we are offering a service, that they feel that they are not alone anymore, because that is the more difficult part, is to feel alone in a new country. Many people come with lots of troubles, with lots of problems, not just because of money, but because of difficulties back in their countries. And so they come here with lots of expectations. Sometimes life is different, so we need to deal with those difficulties and with those challenges that many people have. But at the end, most of my clients stay in my program for 3 years. So during the 3 years, I help them with all the stuff that they need. And also, we find people that want to donate stuff for them, or want to help them to practice their English, want to help them to find to buy their houses, because many of my clients already buy a house in Canada. They already buy their nice cars. They bring other family members from other parts of the planet. So it's a very good program. This program that I work for is funded by Citizenship and Immigration Canada, and the minister is always worried and very supportive of new Canadians coming every day to our country. So I don't know if in the United States exists a program like this, but I think so. I don't know if it's the same name or not, but if you are interested in helping newcomers to your country, you can find in the telephone book or in the internet, you can find opportunities. I would like to invite you, if you have any questions for me, that send those questions or ask those questions to Mrs. Sajan, and she will send it to me by email, so I can answer any questions that you have. And please enjoy your day, and have a wonderful rest of the day today. Basically, I would like to say that the best thing that I receive from my job is the amount of smiles every day. People receive the help that they need, people feel supported, and people smile to me. And that is the best thing that I can ever get from a job. Thank you so much for having me today, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.